Hi guys, so I wanted to do a weekly reading vlog and I was gonna wait until Monday to start filming it, but I thought, why wait till Monday? Like, I can do a Friday to Friday reading vlog, so that's what I'm doing. I'm hoping to read at least 3 books in this reading vlog, or like finish 3 books. I'm currently reading a few. I am definitely the kind of person that reads multiple books at once because I'm a massive mood reader, and I find reading like 1 book at a time I get too bored, and then I get in a reading slump. I find it a lot better to read multiple books at once. But one of the books I'm currently reading is A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I am on page 156. I'm hoping to finish that in the next like 2 days. I'm really enjoying it so far. I haven't really gotten through much of it, to be honest. I'm like 30% of the way through, so I've still got a lot to read. But I really like the main character, and I'm really liking the way it's like set up, ready for the story. So that's the one that I'm reading this morning. I'm also reading a book from NetGalley called The Anti-Heroes. I'm about 75% of the way through that one. I'm reading that one on my Kindle, so I'm hoping to finish some more of that as well. Just thought that I would take you through my week of reading. I may include other little bits and bobs, but it will mainly be my reading week. And I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you come along with me. I've just woken up from a nap. It's now around 4:30 in the evening / afternoon. So I've been reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I have managed to read about 30 pages, which doesn't seem like a hell of a lot. I'm a very slow reader. I have dyslexia, especially when it comes to fantasy. I find that I take a long time to actually get my thoughts acquainted with what is happening in the story. You'll find that I am quite a slow reader. I am really enjoying this so far. If you haven't heard of A Court of Thorns and Roses, you must be living under a rock. However, I will briefly talk about what the plot is. So the main character, I want to say her name is Fairy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Fairy. She is living with her dad and her 2 sisters, and they're quite poor. They used to be really rich, and then one thing after another led to them becoming really poor, and she hunts to get food for them, and she ends up killing a fairy. Because of that, she gets taken by these fairies, go and live in Perinthian, which is like a magical kingdom. It's filled with all sorts of creatures, and there have been a lot of rumours about what Perinthian is like for humans, and she discovers some are true, some are not, and she's terrified to go, basically. And then the story follows her journey of becoming a human who lives in Perinthian, and that's where I'm at. I will put a spoiler alert here now. and I'll put a little like timestamp here where you can skip to for when the spoiler is over. So I've just come to the point where she has gotten some paints from Tamlin and she has started painting. She has killed the Naga, I think that's how you say it, and her and Tamlin are growing closer. I'm really excited to see where it goes. I'm about 40% of the way through, I think. I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding the pacing really nice. The other book that I'm currently reading is The Anti-Heroes by Jen Lancaster. This is a book that I've received from NetGalley. I am over 80% of the way through. It's a group of people and they're all in a coffee shop at the same time, and it's told from the perspective of two friends, Liv and Emily, and they're in a coffee shop and there's a robbery and they all like stand by and watch the robbery happen, except for one woman who has a baby and she fights him off. And she says, oh, I learned how to do all this in this class. So they all sign up for a class and it's just about that really. And how they want to like accomplish certain things in their lives, and they want this class to help them gain the confidence to do it. I think I've enjoyed it. As I said, I've still got 20% to go, and the ending of the chapter I just read left us on a cliffhanger. But I'm hoping that there might be a bit more excitement from the book. It's a really fun, easy read. I am thinking maybe 3 stars at the moment, but depending on what happens, that might be pushed up to 4. We shall see. As I said, I've read about 30 pages of A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I've read about 30 pages of The Anti-Heroes, so I've not done too badly. I'm going to try and do a bit more reading now. I have the house to myself. My wife will be home in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to see how much I can get read in those 20 minutes. Good morning. It is Saturday, it's about 9:30 and I am gonna do some reading. My wife is asleep and so I've got some spare hours to do some reading. I have a lot to do today, so I don't know if I'll get a lot of reading done, but I'm gonna start off with A Court of Thorns and Roses. I got to page 175 yesterday, so I'm hoping to at least make it to page 200 today. But I would like, ideally I'd like to actually finish it today, but we'll see how we go. So again, I will put a little timestamp here because I'm going to be talking about spoilers. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, go to the timestamp here and that will then be free of spoilers. I'm reading A Court of Thorns and Roses and I have just got to the point where Fairy has made a deal with what's his name? Rysand. Just got to that part and I have some questions. Firstly, why doesn't she shut up about her bowels? Like, I don't want to know about your watery bowels every 5 minutes. Secondly, a giant worm? I just was not expecting that at all. It was really hard to read, keeping a straight face, because a giant worm? I just wasn't expecting it. And now she's made 2 deals, and Alice told her not to even make one, unless her life depended on it. And I suppose her life did depend on it in both times, but why has she made 2 deals when she's not supposed to be making deals? I am 80% of the way through, I think. I've not got long left. So I'm going to finish this tonight, and I will see you all when I finished it for an update. Please excuse the laundry in the background. We've just done a lot of laundry today. But I just finished A Court of Thorns and Roses, and oh my god, it was such a roller coaster of emotion. I don't even know where to start. I did not expect the way this book ended to end in that way. I knew that Feyre would live. I knew Tamlin would live because I know there are more books. So I gathered they would live. I've also heard that even though we love Tamlin in the first book, apparently we don't love him in other books. So I knew that he lived, but wow. Ryland? Is it Ryland? Riesland? Ryland? I don't know how you pronounce his name, but I'm actually growing on him. I felt like from the start he wasn't someone we were gonna properly hate, but yeah, I'm actually really growing on him, and I'm excited to see where the second book takes us. Wow, what a roller coaster. So that's me done with this book. I think I would give it 4 stars. Not quite 5, but a very, very high 4. I don't tend to do like point ratings, but if I would probably give it 4.5, but I don't really tend to do the point ratings. So it's now quite late. I've stayed up to read, so I'm going to take myself to bed, but I'm likely going to read some more of The Anti-Heroes in bed. I'm hoping to finish that by tomorrow. I don't actually have any of the other books in this series, so I'm going to have to wait now until I have money to buy them, because I didn't want to buy them all in case I didn't like the first book, but I really liked it and I liked her writing style, so I think I'm going to read all of them. So when I have some money, I'm going to buy the rest of them. I don't know whether to buy them one by one or just buy the box set and like sell this copy, or give this copy away. I'm not too sure yet what I'll do. I'm going to go to bed and do some more reading in bed. I think this will be a weekend vlog now, like Friday to Sunday, rather than a week vlog, because I was editing clips earlier and it's already like 9 minutes. So I should probably not make it much longer. I will film some tomorrow as well, and I'm just going to do it as like a weekend reading vlog. Yeah. So I will see you tomorrow. It's Sunday morning and I'm all snuggled up in my oodie. Because it's very cold this morning. I have just finished reading The Anti-Heroes. Really enjoyed this book. It is basically a story about overcoming your fears and gaining confidence to be who you want to be, and I thought it was really good. The ending confused the hell out of me, the epilogue. I did not understand at all. I felt like it just wasn't needed, and I was really disappointed that the Jeremy plot twist wasn't further explored. I would have liked to have known more about it, but the book was really good, so I gave it 4 stars. I think I would have just liked a bit more information on certain things, but overall I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing it from 2 people's point of views. I loved watching the growth of the characters and hearing about all their accomplishments, and I thought it was really fun, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I am now going to choose a new book to read. I'm not really sure what one to choose. I've got a long list of books on my Kindle and I've got a lot of books on my physical TBR. So I'm not entirely sure which book to choose to read yet. I'm going to have a look at my Kindle now because all of my physical books are upstairs. So I'm going to have a look on my Kindle and pick a book, which I always get really excited about. I love starting a new book. So that's the plan for today. So I've started 2 new books. I've started one on my Kindle and I've started a physical book. The one on my Kindle that I've started reading is called Sunny, and I think it is like a romancy book. Those are the vibes I'm getting. I haven't really read much of it so far. I'm on chapter 3, but I'm really liking the writing style. It's really chilled, it's really fun and playful, and I'm really liking the vibe of the book. And then the physical book I've started is Tender as the Flesh. This is so interesting and such a unique concept, I feel. It's about a virus that affects all animals, and so the meat industry is no more, and they need to find a way to get protein, so they start breeding humans in captivity and then slaughtering them, and everyone eats human meat. Very interesting. I'm on chapter 6, page 39. So I'm not too far into it, but it's not many pages in itself. It's 219 pages. I'm so intrigued by this and so interested to see where it ends up. It follows one of the bosses in a slaughterhouse for the humans, and he doesn't really want to do it. He's not really comfortable with it. And then he's given a woman who's been bred in captivity. It follows like him and her, I believe, but he's only just got her. That's where I'm at in the book. It sounds so interesting. I've heard people say like such weird things about this book, and that it's like really disgusting and also really good. So I'm really excited to read more of it, and I just love the concept of this book. These are the 2 books I'm going to focus on today, and I will update you later. It is now Sunday night and I am about to go to bed. I will likely do a bit more reading in bed, but just wanted to update that I'm now on page 148 of Tender as the Flesh. Not really sure how I feel about the book. It is rather grotesque. A lot of graphic detail about how they kill what they call product or heads, which are essentially captive bred humans. A lot of graphic detail, which I feel is interesting. I will just put a timestamp here for spoilers, and then you can jump to the timestamp for the end of spoilers. The woman that he has like to himself, he has impregnated her, and so all of the heads get their vocal cords ripped out, and they're branded on their forehead, and that's how they are like catalogued. But they can't speak, and it's assumed that they also are very unintelligent. It's assumed that they can't think. There's a lot of things that are assumed, and he has now got her in the house. She was in the barn, but after she became pregnant he moved her to the house, and she's like his little, I don't know what you would call it, not plaything, it's like his little pet, I would say. She is allowed to roam freely in the house when he's there, and then when he is not there he ties her up in a room and she stays there, and he's got cameras installed so that he can keep an eye on her. This book is very odd. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm intrigued, and I really want to see where it goes, but I wouldn't say I'm enjoying it. I'd probably give it like 2.5, 3 stars. I'm thinking of actually doing half stars now, because I've switched from Goodreads to Fable, and on Fable you can give half and quarter ratings. I don't think I want to give quarter ratings, so I feel like that just makes things way too complicated and difficult. Well, it does make it difficult, but in my brain it makes it really complicated and difficult. So I think I'm gonna start doing half ratings though. So I think I would give it like 2.5 stars, but it depends how it ends and where the story goes. So yes, this is how far I got with this book. 12:30 at night. I'm trying to be a bit quiet so I don't wake anyone up, but I couldn't sleep, so I decided to start a new book. I'm about 40% of the way through and I've decided to DNF. I wanted to read Haunting Adeline because I've heard so many mixed reviews, and I thought that because I can't sleep, I would give it a go. And it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I wasn't gonna like waste my money if I didn't like it. And it said to read Satan's Affair first, so that's what I've done. This is the cover of Satan's Affair, and honestly, I am just a loss for words about what this book is. It's disgusting and made me feel really gross. I don't really know how to put it into words, but without like talking about the actual things that happen. And I don't want to talk about them because they're really horrible and disgusting. It's, in a nutshell, about a girl who kills bad people. People who have done really bad things, but she gets off on killing them quite graphically. And it's just not my cup of tea, you know? It's not really what I want from a book. And so I decided to DNF, which feels a bit silly when you're 40% of the way through like a 180-page book. But I don't want to read any more of it. I really don't. So that is DNF'd. And I won't be going back to it. And I probably won't read Haunting Adeline now. Because I just don't like the content of the first book. And I doubt I'll like the content of the second. So I've decided that that author probably isn't for me. Which is okay. I actually feel a bit sick thinking about it now. I am gonna maybe keep reading Sunny because at least that is a nice book about romance and love. I feel like I need that right now. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading that. I'm actually gonna go back upstairs and just try and read in bed and see if I drift off to sleep. So yes. But I wanted to update you on that reading of like 80 pages or so. It's now Monday and I just wanted to update you all. I didn't read any in bed. I just scrolled TikTok and then went to sleep. That brings my weekend vlog to an end and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm very excited because A Court of Mist and Fury arrived. I'm on page 14 at the moment and I'm very excited by it. So I'm going to read that. I just wanted to thank you all for watching. I feel like this has been really boring, but yes. Thank you all for watching and I will see you soon. Bye!